All right, it's loading up here. So let's say I wanted you to graph something like f of x equals, let's say 1/2 x plus 3, okay? And you first have to determine the slope of the graph, okay? So the slope is the number in front of x, just the number, not the x. What's the number in front of x?
1/2.
1/2, so that's your slope. The next thing they want you to find is what's called f of 0, which means to put 0 in for x. That's 1/2 0 plus 3, which is positive 3. It's also the other, it's also the, yeah, put the 0 in this equation.
Okay.
All right, it also just happens to be the other numbers. Yeah, this 3 is the same as this 3.
Yes, I do.
Okay. The next thing they want you to do is they want you to find where f of x equals 0. This means to set the equation equal to 0. So the equation is 1/2 x plus 3. You set that equal to 0.
Okay.
Does that see the difference? One is putting 0 in for x, the other is
So
setting
do you swap the 0 and move it over to the right, or?
yeah, put it on the right or on the left if you prefer. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It's the same. So now you're just solving for x. Okay, so to do that, you subtract 3 from both sides. 1/2 x equals -3. And then do you remember how to undo multiplication by 1/2 or division by 2 in this case?
Yeah, wait, yeah, I would divide it by 2, right?
That'd be if it was multiplying by 2. It's multiplying by 1/2.
I'm not sure though.
Okay, so you multiply by the reciprocal. So 2 over 1, like that.
Okay.
The reason is because 2 times 1 on the left here, 2 times 1 is 2, 1 times 2 is 2. It
So it'd be
becomes,
just 1, right? It would turn into just 1.
that's right. And on the left here, I'm sorry, on the right, you treat -3 as -3 over 1, 2 over 1. What does that become?
6 over 1.
-6 over 1.
6 over 1.
Okay. We should do this for another problem. Is that okay? Before we do any graphing?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's say f of x equals -2x plus 6. Okay. First thing we want is the slope. What is the slope in this case?
The slope is -2.
Good. And it can be written as -2 over 1, which might help when we're graphing it.
Okay.
The next thing is to find f of 0. So notice that it's f of x, but now we want f of 0. That means to put 0 in for x. Wherever you see an x, put a 0 in.
Okay.
What does this simplify to?
This simplifies to -2 plus 6 equals 0.
When you multiply by 0, though, it cancels. It goes away. Multiplication by 0 gets rid of something, gets rid of it.
Yeah, so wouldn't
So
it be -2?
it's just 0. 0 plus 6.
Oh, okay. Wait, I'm just confused because on the last problem, I thought we pushed it over to the right because it was 1/2
Let's go
0
back. Let's
plus
go back.
3.
Let's go back and look. 1/2 times 0. Actually, I didn't even write anything, so let me go clean that up. It ends up being 0 plus 3.
Okay. Okay, I gotcha.
So this one is 0 plus 6, or just
6. So it would be, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of confused on that.
-2 times 0 plus 6. Order of operations. Which do you do first? Do you
You
multiply
do
or add?
addition and subtraction first.
That's when you're solving. So when you're simplifying, you go to the right. You're simplifying because you just have numbers here, no variables.
Okay,
So you multiply -2 times 0, that's 0. Plus 6 is 6.
got it.
Okay, now the next one is this is confusing. You're setting the equation. Let me scroll up just a tiny bit. You're setting the equation equal to 0. You're setting -2x plus 6 equal to 0.
Okay,
Okay, so now this is where you've got to solve for x. This is when you solve, you're going the other direction. That's when you undo addition and subtraction first. So solving is when there's an equal sign, but there's also a variable.
okay. So do you want me to do the,
Yeah, why don't you give this a try here?
okay, would you start off with subtracting 6?
Yes.
Okay, so you would do -2x plus 6, 0. Subtract 6, subtract 6. Okay, and then would you divide 2?
-2.
-2, oh my gosh, yeah. X equals +3,
Yes.
and then that's your final.
Okay, good. Okay, so we need to like kind of summarize what we've been doing so we can actually do the graphing business here. So here's your graph, okay? And let me just kind of go back to the one that you were doing on your paper there. So your original function was f of x equals x plus 4. Your slope is 1. 1 is the rise over the run here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where that goes right there. F of 0, which in this case you can see is 4, is called the y-intercept. Okay, and it's this point right there. That's 0, 4. So when we do f of 0 and get a number,
Are we
that's
still
the
doing the problem from the previous, or just?
no, I'm trying to summarize like what we've been doing and why, how it applies to the graph, so we can make some graphs now.
Okay,
So again, just go back here. They're giving you a function. The slope is 1.
the
1 over
slope
1.
1 because you put the 1 in front of x.
1 is in front of x, and that's the rise over the run. Okay.
Okay.
F of 0 equals 4. You're putting 0 in for x. 0 plus 4 is
Oh, wait, yeah, it's 4, sorry.
4, and that's the y-intercept. Okay. The last one here that you did, where you did f of x equals 0, that's where you set the equation x plus 4 equal to 0, and you solve for x,
Okay,
which is subtract 4, x equals -4. That's this point here. That's the x-intercept.
okay,
Is that okay?
yeah,
So what you've got to take from what we're doing is when you do f of 0 equals 4, that's the y-intercept. When you set f of x equals 0, that's the x-intercept. That's what we're going to focus on right now. The y-intercept and the x-intercept. Is that okay?
okay, yeah,
All right. Okay. So here we go. Let's do another one. Let's say it's f of x equals 2x minus 4, like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and tell me the slope of this one.
okay. The slope would be 2x,
Slope is just a number.
or sorry, 2, just 2.
2, or we might write as 2 over 1. F of 0, okay, means what? What does that mean? What have we been doing in all the previous problems?
We've been f of 0 equals what, -4, right?
Putting 0 in for x. 2 times 0 minus 4. What is 2 times 0?
0.
0 minus 4 is minus 4.
Yeah.
This is the y-intercept.
Okay.
So we're going to our graph here.
Couldn't you just just pick -4 from the
Yeah,
problem, kind of.
yes,
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
exactly, yes. But that's your y-intercept, 0, -4. F
Okay.
of x equals 0 means to set the equation 2x minus 4 equal to 0. Can you try solving that for us, please?
Yes. X equals 2.
Yes, x equals 2. Okay. So
And
what
then we
that
do
means is,
0 and 2. Yeah,
yes, so that's 2, 0.
or 2, 0, sorry. How do I know which is if it's 2, 0 or 0 over 2?
Okay, good question. So in the f of 0, f of x, in this first one, f of 0, that means that x is 0.
Okay.
And so the other number must be your y value. When you get x, it is x. This right here means this 0 means y is 0.
Okay.
Okay, let me think of another one here to give you. All right, let's go f of x equals 1/3 x plus 1. Okay, so what?
Can I try to just like solve the whole thing?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. This might take me a little bit. Actually, yeah, because this one's fraction, so I'm kind of more confused on this.
What is the slope?
1/3.
1/3, good. Okay. 1/3.
Because I don't really know how to graph like fractions as well.
Okay. So the next thing is to find f of 0. What does
F
that
of
mean?
0 is 1.
It is 1. So 1/3 times 0 plus 1. So here's what I heard, and this is important here, is you have the y-intercept, okay? Which is, remember that 0 in parentheses is x,
Yeah.
and then your y value is 1. So you got that. F of x equals 0 means you're setting the equation equal to 0, which is what you're asking me about. How do you undo addition by 1?
Subtraction by 1.
Subtract 1. So you got 1/3 x equals -1.
Yeah.
You multiply by the reciprocal. So maybe make a note of that. Multiply
Yeah, I did
by,
I
go ahead.
did that, but I'm just really confused on the graphing.
Okay, well, so did you get x equals -3?
Yes.
And the y value is 0, so that's -3 comma 0. So
Okay.
here's your graph. You just got to put those 2 points in the graph. 0, 1, -3, 0.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm tripping, sorry. I thought it was way more complicated than it was. Okay, I see. Let me get all this down really quick. Alright,
Got it? Okay, ready to do another?
yeah,
Say f of x equals, excuse me, 1/4 x minus 2.
yeah,
All right, so do the same thing. We want the slope. We want f of 0. And we want f of x equal to 0, please.
yeah. The slope is 1/4.
Okay,
And the f of O is -2.
f of 0.
F of 0, sorry.
Yeah, yes. Maybe it looks like an O because how bad my handwriting is, but it is a number. We are in the land of math.
Yeah, I know,
Good,
I don't
good.
know why I said it like that. And then you would do you would multiply 4/1 and 1/4,
That's right.
and this is same with the other side.
Okay. I'm hearing the right things.
Okay. And you get 4/4 x minus 8/1, and that would be pretty much 1x minus 8/1. And I'm kind of confused on what to do from there. Do you
Okay, so
divide by 1?
you started out by writing 1/4 x minus 2 equals 0. You added 2 to both sides,
Yes.
and then you multiplied by 4/1.
Yes.
So on the left, it's just 1x, which is fine. On the right, it's 8. You're
Yes.
done. You're done. But what is
Uh,
the ordered pair? What is the x and the y value there?
Be 8 and 1,
8 and 0.
8 and 0. Okay. And then the y value would be 1 and 4, or 0 and 4.
0 and
Or
-2.
slope, sorry. Or yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
slope is
0 and
correct.
-2.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like you got it. Let me give you some easier problems here for us to graph and then do the inequality business with. So let's say it's f of x equals 2x minus 1. Just do it like that. So the slope here is 2, which is 2/1. F of 0 is -1. That means 0, -1. So if we go to our graph, we can put that one in first. 0, -1. And then the last one here, f of x equals 0, you're setting 2x minus 1 equal to 0. It ends up being 1/2. Okay, something like that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the graph looks like this. So the next thing that your instructor was showing you, and it's related to this, it would be something like, let me go to a different color here. It would be like 2x minus 1 less than 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you have to graph this thing now. Y equals 3.
You would
Okay.
start off with like 2 going right, and then 1 down, and then like
No,
that.
you've already got the graph. You've already got the, you just
Oh,
connect those,
okay.
you connect those 2 points you came up with.
Well, is that right? Is that how you're supposed to do it?
Well, but if you have 2 points, you can connect them. Like every single problem we've done, you've got 2 ordered pairs. You just
Okay.
graph
Yeah.
those and connect them.
Okay.
Just like in the previous problem, 2 ordered pairs, you connect them.
Okay. Okay.
Now, when they add this inequality business, you have to graph that other line, which is always a horizontal line.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got to figure out, well, where do they intersect? Okay. And to do that, you set the equation equal, like you solve for x now.
Yeah.
So go ahead and solve that for us, please.
2x minus 1 equals 3.
Yes, could you solve that?
Yes. Okay. X equals 2.
Yes, x is 2. Okay. So that's the first thing is you got to find that intersection point. Okay.
Okay.
So now when it says less than, does that mean above or below?
Wait, sorry, I cannot hear you on that.
Less than. Does less than mean above or below?
Below.
Below. So that's all of this region I'm about to shade here. Okay.
Okay.
And here's the last part. This is the last little piece. See how that we got 2 is that intersection point. We got 2 as the intersection point. Less than means all the numbers below. This is the solution space.
Okay.
So
Number line stuff for me is pretty easy. I got that. I'm pretty
good,
confident.
good. Okay, so just to recap here, 'cause we're really close to being out of time. Every one of these, you'll get the slope. You'll put 0 in for x to get the y-intercept. That's your first ordered pair. You'll set the equation equal to 0, and that'll give you your second ordered pair. You graph those, connect the line, and go from there.
Go. Okay.
All right, good job today. That's